Today we are bringing you all things trending with timestamps if you'd like to skip to any particular part of the video. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels, and welcome back to not welcome back, I guess. Welcome back to a new series on the channel, Everything You Missed Trending This Week. And we're going to go through probably some of the biggest stories. And again, if anybody wants to watch any particular part of the video, timestamps will be there if you would like to skip to any particular part. Look to have these videos either weekly or bi-weekly every single weekend. This is something that I would really love to get started going on the channel, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get into it. Now, guys, I want to start off with a brand new social media change. Instagram has introduced a friend map feature, which is kind of like Snapchat, allowing users to share their live location. It's just another thing that Instagram is doing to kind of make Snapchat obsolete. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't used Snapchat really consistently, at least in years. There are some particular friends that I have that pretty much only communicate through Snapchat, and I'm like, oh my god, what's wrong with you? I don't know, I just feel like Snapchat's kind of a weird thing to communicate through. It's unless you're like actively talking to somebody you'd like to trying to use my nice words for YouTube, unless you're talking as like a potential partner. I'll use that word, right? But other than that, I never really use Snapchat, and I don't really use Instagram too much anymore either, but Instagram releasing this feature is just another thing that they're just taking over from Snapchat. The only bad thing that I can really see coming from this is if like anybody of significance leaves that feature on, and then I could see them having a little bit of an issue with people coming to find them. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something. Regardless, very, very interesting from Instagram over there. One of these days, maybe Snapchat will end up being a little bit obsolete. I'm not saying I hope that happens. I actually quite like Snapchat. Just don't really use it anymore. Let me know what you think about it down below. Next up, TikTok is actually removing more music from its platform. We've known this for a little bit while now, but they are continuing to make more music kind of just disappear from the app. So now there is a rise in stock on instrumental music by creators. And this is a good thing and a bad thing because I quite like the idea of having like actual songs on TikTok. I actually use TikTok a lot, and I need to pay more attention to this to see like what kind of songs I'm getting. But man, some people, and there are definitely some underrated artists out there making nice instrumental music. I'm a big fan of Epidemic Sound. That's what I use for my gaming channel, Clen. By the way, if you are new here, go check that out if you like Fortnite. And I love some of these underrated creators. So hopefully, like, maybe this could actually lead to a good thing with certain people getting their music or getting the spotlight in TikTok if that's what they're kind of shooting for. So, I mean, there's good and bad to this, but it's still crazy to me that TikTok is going through with this. Now, guys, I honestly might be really dumb here, but I actually had to look this up before I started talking about it. So, the SXSW, SXSW, that's what it is. It's South by Southwest, I guess, and I've actually never heard about this. It celebrates the convergence of tech, film, music, education, and culture, and it's in Austin, Texas, and I guess this is a yearly thing. Regardless, what's been trending this week is over 80 acts and speakers boycott this over defense sponsors amid the Gaza war. Now, whenever something like this happens, I never really think it's going to make a difference unless like they somehow get it trending on Twitter or anything like that, because people love being part of like boycotting something, right? But you know what? I didn't even know what this was, but this is one of the biggest stories this week, so I guess I wanted to report on it for you. Apologies for that. Moving on to the banning of TikTok. The U.S. House has officially passed a bill to ban TikTok amid security concerns. Now, this actually, it's looking like it's going to be more and more likely, because we do know if it gets to the very top, it's going to get signed, or at least that's what is apparently supposed to happen, but that's crazy to me. That is absolutely insane to me. I've always been the opinion of, guys, and I've made videos, I'm pretty sure it was actually on this channel. I made a video talking about TikTok and how I changed my mind on TikTok. For security reasons, I guess you could dive into the specifics about like worrying about it as a country, but I mean, for the people who are always like, I'm not downloading TikTok, I don't want anybody spying on me, I always think like, you're absolutely insane if you don't think that every single app ever is doing it. I don't even care where it's coming from. My information is absolutely everywhere. Like, and then people look at me and go, oh, he doesn't care. He must be a little bit dumb. But I'm like, oh my God, everything is gathering our information. Regardless, there could be, or there likely are reasons for it. And it's really tough. And I have to be really careful with my wording here, because the way you can look at this as a country is, I would imagine one of the biggest reasons for this is because you can find news from TikTok kind of all over the world. And we know that different countries like the US, Canada, they'd rather have their own kind of news put out to them. They kind of want the people of their country to see what they want them to see. So, and TikTok definitely goes against that. That's why I particularly think that TikTok is getting banned. But hey, you know what? There could be stuff that I don't know about. It's just crazy that this is actually something that could happen. That's a little bit shocking to me. So, and if anything, it's being banned in the US. I can't believe it's not being banned in Canada. Honestly, that's shocking to me. So if it ends up going through in the US, I can guarantee it's going to come in Canada. It's going to make me a little bit sad. If you want to talk about it as a society, then I think you really need to look into a social media ban worldwide, or at least as worldwide as you can get, like across every single platform. I'm talking get rid of YouTube. I'm talking get rid of Instagram. Instagram's probably the worst one. Then TikTok, then YouTube Shorts. That's what I think needs to happen personally if you want to fix society, but it's crazy to me that TikTok actually might get banned. Moving on to the next topic, there is official nuclear warning over from Vladimir Putin. Apparently, he has now told the West that Russia is ready for nuclear war, escalating tensions over Ukraine. This isn't shocking. This is... I don't ever think anybody would ever go through with it. I really don't, but it's probably just like a little bit of a security concern on Russia's side where they're just like, hey, you know what? If we gets to this, we're ready for nukes, because I feel like any country kind of would have said that, right? If the shoe was on the other foot, it'd be like, hey, just so you know, we have nukes in our back pocket. That's kind of what I believe would happen. So I don't really take this into as anything important. All right, here's an interesting one for you guys, because in my opinion, this person kind of fell off the face of the planet, but it might also just be me not keeping up with pretty much, I guess you can call them influencers. I'm talking like, I never pay attention to any Instagram models, if that's what you want to call them anymore. Ever since I've been in a relationship for so many years, I've completely distanced myself from that. But at the same time, when you're on social media, you kind of can't help but run into these people. So I believe this person has kind of fallen out of relevancy. So please let me know if I'm mistaken here. So Sommer Ray has made, out of all of the influencers, she is the top influencer to watch this week, because now she has identified herself as a fitness influencer. She is engaging her audience with health, wellness, and fitness content. And I started taking a look at a little bit of what she's doing, and she's actually kind of trying to switch up what she's doing just a little bit, because she's definitely still doing the typical thing, but she's trying to rebrand her image, it seems. And again, I haven't been following her too much, but just a vague search up of Sommer Ray right now, it looks like she's kind of trying to get some new attention for different reasons, but at the same time not letting go of, just kind of bending over whenever possible. You guys get what I mean. Regardless, Sommer Ray, I was under the assumption that she was falling off, but she is still the #1 influencer to watch this week, apparently. Now, here's something that I feel like will be a little bit part of the video every single week we do this. So we have a new thing trending in AI. It's a startup called Runaway, if you've never heard of it. I actually heard about it a little bit, but I haven't really been knowing or paying attention to all the different kind of AIs. I'm kind of just like a ChatGPT and Airwoo I use a little bit, depending on, I could be mispronouncing that. Regardless, I'm not too caught up on absolutely everything that's going on in AI. So this startup is specifically advancing rapidly in text to video technology. So what it is providing and promising is, it's quickly doing this, by the way, enhancements that could revolutionize content creation and filmmaking, and they want to go beyond that. So they not only want to dive into just YouTube content, TikTok content, they want this to go to like a Hollywood level of AI and make the entire, kind of just replace everybody that's been going on in there, which is insane, to be honest with you. So the only worry for this is that people are worried about the possible deepfakes that could come, but like that's to be expected with any AI platform, right? There's a lot of deepfakes, and that's another thing that's been trending actually when I was taking a look at all of the things going on in AI this week. There are a lot of problems and policies trying to kind of get into the talk of things about deepfakes. And I've seen actually, even my personal life, people affected by deepfakes, which is absolutely insane. I don't know how they're possibly going to get around this personally. AI is insane at the moment. And another thing that has been trending while I'm talking about AI is AI in healthcare. Apparently AI is being used to aid the entire healthcare industry. But I do work for my real life job around the healthcare industry. And where I am specifically in a particular part of Canada, I can tell you that's not the case, but I don't know if that's anywhere outside the world. I don't know where they would use that, to be honest with you, because there are areas where they definitely could use AI, but I don't know. I feel like that's just beginning, right? That's just the beginning. But the biggest takeaway from this week in AI is absolutely Runaway, because apparently text to video technology is revolutionizing fast with this specific app. Now, guys, I want to move on to another topic that, in my opinion, this is the most interesting topic of the week. So apparently they've been gathering, I don't know exactly who they is, but I would imagine the people in charge of advertising throughout the Super Bowl. Now, they've gathered some information, and celebrities are no longer the top advertiser kind of thing to grab attention, which is really, really interesting to me. Now, it's not that they can't grab attention using celebrities, but there is a new contender when looking to advertise, and this is what advertisers are now looking to kind of dive a little bit into, is creators. YouTube creators, TikTok creators. It is very interesting how this dynamic is changing now. And in their annual Super Bowl advertising, their digital influence and authentic connections with audience reshape their entire idea for their campaigns. That's exactly what it says, and that is very interesting. So I can't wait to see because a lot of companies are putting in so much money specifically to the Super Bowl, right? They want to make sure they know exactly who they're getting. And I love this personally because this makes total sense. And I know it's easy to say in hindsight now, right? But it makes so much sense because a lot of these creators have a beautiful connection with the people who view them. It's a lot different than just a celebrity who everybody's aware of. And it's just kind of like, I guess Taylor Swift is really the only kind of outlier there because there are some diehard Taylor Swift fans out there. Taylor Swift could say, stop brushing your teeth, and people would do that, right? But I'm talking like the people on top, like maybe Margot Robbie, for example. Everybody knows who she is, but if Margot Robbie's kind of advertising something, does that really, yeah, it gets a lot of attention, but if you want to dive into creators, maybe they can specifically kind of gear people to actually take a look at something. For example, like, I don't know, you see it a lot in small creators. Like, for example, and you'll have to take my word for it because I think this is a good example. I'm not just plugging myself in. I just recently got a sponsorship with OddsJam. I make a lot of betting videos on my other channel, and that makes sense for me to talk about this, and I can show why that kind of why users could really benefit from going on OddsJam, visiting the website, how they can help them. It's a lot better to do something like that with people who know that, like, how in depth I am to the scene, instead of just getting some famous fighter to go, hey, this is the book I use, you should too. You kind of get what I'm saying. So it makes total sense, and I find that so interesting. So I can't wait to see how this moves forward throughout the years, and I would imagine with each year coming. Plus, I know it's a little bit off topic, but a lot of people are really starting to lose faith and kind of dislike celebrities a little bit. I'm just saying, like, the public perception on them is changing a little bit, and I can't wait to see what it's like in about 2030. Now, guys, I actually already recorded this next segment here, and it's the bird flu continuing to spread in South America. I know it's not interesting or, like, exactly new news, but I'm having a lot of problems talking about this because when it comes to viruses and virus spreading right now, ever since 2020, it's been a very, very touchy subject. And what I want to do personally, I do not want anybody to know my political views. And I just ask that you guys respect that. Don't make any assumptions about me. I need that from you because I don't want to start alienating people that watch me no matter what side they're on. I'm coming here just to talk about the interesting things that have been trending this week. So I'm just going to give you the news with no opinions on this, okay? The bird flu is getting worse, and it's spreading across South America. It's a little bit difficult to judge how bad that is, but that's what's going on in world issues. Now, here's something I had absolutely no clue about, so I have it on my screen right now. So Japan had a rocket explode. Japan's Space One rocket exploded seconds after launch, which marked a setback for the country's space ambitions now, which is really, really interesting. So apparently now there's challenges in the field of private space exploration. I didn't know this happened. I never heard about this. I don't know if this is huge news, but I've been on a bunch of various websites, right, trying to figure out what's been trending the most this week. And as the videos go on, guys, I promise you it'll be a little bit more, like, solid for you. But and let me know if you guys want me to cover stuff that I haven't heard about myself, because this is something I definitely didn't hear about. So if Japan's trying to get to space, they're having a lot of issues doing so. Now, guys, I really wanted to talk about this because I absolutely knew when I was thinking about making this video what was trending this week. Robert Downey Jr., among everybody else on here, finally got an Oscar. He's one of my favorite actors, and he has deserved one for a very, very long time. I've been watching him throughout my childhood, and he was absolutely perfect as Iron Man. He's responsible for really me having so many amazing memories getting into these movies growing up, and responsible for so much of my entertainment. So it's really, really nice to see Robert Downey Jr. finally getting an Oscar. Now, I did want to talk about that, but actually the biggest thing that came from the Oscars apparently was Ryan Gosling's performance of I'm Just Ken. I didn't watch this, and I'm going to watch it now because apparently he did a live performance, and that is the biggest thing to come out of the Oscars, which is a disgrace. Robert Downey Jr. finally got the shine light, and he needs to continue keeping it. So I'm here talking about Robert Downey Jr. He deserved that. That is so awesome to see. Man, long time coming, man. Long time coming. And I know it really doesn't mean much, but for the actors, it really probably does mean a lot to them to get this. So I love it, man. Love Robert Downey Jr. Guys, you can expect these videos weekly or bi-weekly, so subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on everything that has been trending this week. Thank you so much for watching the video. Check this video out on screen right now. It's about some idiot at his wedding disrespecting his wife. I will see you either there or in the next video, guys. Take care.